Oh my goodness. Well, today I was watching these things about influencers that their channels were gone. And what happened, why they disappeared. Well, one of them was about this boy. He wanted to be a dancer, and I guess he rode these skateboards, and he had the channel. And he was moving out to San Diego to try to make it, but he was with his friend, and they had no money, so they went out to the Salton Sea. And we're staying in some tents out there. So what happened was the friend said, well, we were out there and sleeping in his tent, and all of a sudden we heard this scream, this loud sound. He said, I turned over, went back to sleep in my tent. And I got up and he was gone. Okay. And they still never found what happened with him. They found some of his items, but they never found him, his body, anything. And so I wanted to pull the cards and just see what I got. Well, what's interesting is that the outside influence was he went to investigate this sound. And that's when things happened, this manipulation that was juggled, and he wound up dead. Okay? He wound up dead. He went to investigate. Now, what I got with this, the reading's about somebody holding on to their power, the energy, the action, and this is, the yellow is the mental realm, and this is the subconscious, okay? So somebody in this emotional happening that had this message come through, when it comes to the information or truth or whatever, it also could be that they had a knife message. And this was about what was being birthed. It also could be an abundance of something, okay? An abundance of something they were holding on to. Now, I think in this case, what they were holding on to is some sort of drugs. Now, I'll tell you why as we go through this. So the energy coming into it, this is somebody that's trying to control the actions or being controlled by actions that were strengthened, strong actions of this abuse, control, and opening of this pathway, okay? So somebody strong, driven by this action, again, this abuse of power or disarming control and opening up. Again, we have this monetary drama. And we come to the things here, why I think it was some sort of, I keep getting that this person was on some sort of drugs, okay? Because we have the message here, what's being fed, okay? What was given, the wheel turning, and what was offered, okay? So I think this is somebody that was on some drugs. I would say probably something strong like meth or something, or LSD, but something, because what we have here is the challenge now. This tells the tale. There was a struggle. The guy was delusional, strong delusional, okay? And things got overturned, sacrificed, okay? So the argument, strong delusion, the burden, and the guy was sacrificed because why? He went to investigate, and this guy again could have been, like I said, on drugs, mentally unbalanced, trying to juggle things, and this kid died. Potential outcome was, again, the choice being made. Now we have here again the card of abundance. Now we have here the fruitful, the things. Again, I think this is somebody, this is the emotions, and what comes into that spirituality, that thing sometimes when they're on those major drugs, massive amount of drugs, they go into this type of a confusion and this type of being driven by this emotion, okay, of wanting to control. And I think this kid was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it was somebody on massive amount of drugs that was, because the challenge tells the tale. The argument, major delusion, and abundance, weighted down by this delusion, and this then caused his overturning imbalance and the sacrifice of this kid. You know, again, this guy could be thinking that he's getting some spiritual powers from it. It could be something like that. You know, the harvest of what took place out of the drug use, okay? Out of this confusion, strongly driven, mentally driven when it came to that, because he went to investigate this loud sound that took place. So, you know, this again, I'm not claiming that I've got any knowledge about it or anything, but reading the cards, that's what I would get from it. This feeling, when I look at the whole panorama of it, there was feeling of ingesting some drugs and being in this delusional state, okay? And it fueled this happening where he took this kid out, okay? So for entertainment purposes, okay, like I said, this is just speculation. But looking at the cards, if the tarot is right, if I'm reading it right, he was the wrong place, the wrong time. Somebody was on major drugs. They yelled out, probably because they were in a state of psychosis with it. He went to investigate, and there was this argument, this fight. The delusional guy, you know, in his mental delusion, killed the guy. So that's what I'm getting. Let me know what you think. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you online.